Alright, this video is meant to give you a brief tutorial demonstration on how to use some of the tools within LasTools, which is a suite of scripts which have been written to process LiDAR data. So on your computers in the lab, there should just be a folder on the desktop called LasTools. Within there should be a number of other folders, including this guy here, bin. In the bin folder contains all of the scripts that you can use to run the program. If you'd like to incorporate these within ArcGIS, if you're really dependent on ArcGIS to do your work, you can. I'm happy just to run the scripts themselves. You look at each of these guys, they're executable files, so that's what you would actually double click on to get started the program, but along with them they have a README file. So for this one, last to DEM, you can just take a look at this. This is the README file for this script, and it reads LiDAR points from this format, triangulates them into a tin, and then rasters the tin into a digital elevation model. So it gives background information, what the tool does, some example usage for the tool, and away we go. So if you're interested, I would plug through and check out some of these: last canopy, last boundary, last color, do all these interesting things. Just as a simple demonstration, we are going to look at LasView. So this is the README for LasView. It's a simple viewer for LiDAR and these different types of formats that can also edit or delete points. When finished, blah, blah, blah. I actually find Cloud Compare a little bit more useful and easier for me to use than LasView, but it's just a good example one. So you double click on the executable, and it will bring up some information. It's not free, so my lab's purchased a license for this so you guys can use it. And here's the actual viewer. So to bring in, the first thing we want to do is bring in some LiDAR data, and we want to find it. And under the Browse guy, we need to go to the correct directory. I'm not sure where your last data is you're interested in. Mine is actually on the D directory. So we're going to go there. It's going to bring up all of the root directory folders. I'm actually going to look at some demo data that was brought within LasTools. So anyway, your data might be someplace else. This is the data that I'm going to take a look at, and we're going to look at house, for example. You double click on that, it should bring the data in here. You have this blue screen indicating that it's brought some data in. And then we can make some choices. We can accept the defaults, or we could color by the classification, the elevation. We could render, depending on the LiDAR data itself, maybe it's already been classified, or maybe we just want to see the vegetation. I'm not exactly sure of the story with this data, so we're just going to keep all the defaults. And we can also change these within the viewer itself. So once I've got the data in, it's read, and I've made whatever choices I need to say, I'm going to hit view. Let me bring this down so you can see it. So this is just the actual command that it's going to run. So it's going to say, here's the tool, and it's going to open this guy up, information about this actual file. So let's start it and see what we get. So I'll bring it so you can see. So it brought the data in, and I can rotate around, and we can see that looks like these are roofs, these orange guys, the vegetation, and ground. So this is LiDAR data which has been pre-classified for us. If I right click in here, I can make different changes. I can color by classification, elevation. I can change the points. I can make them larger. Let's make the points even larger, right? And so I can change things in this LasViewer quite easily and see some different things. So you can explore these different tools and classify LiDAR point clouds, all sorts of wonderful things you can do.